was just basically like a sink, like one of these, but, this bubbler would work, similar to that. But when we came up with what the plan had, one of these is around $900. A sink for in that room is a couple $100. You gotta buy the cabinet and then to run those lines. So for plumbing, we were looking at around $3,000. And that again, based on how hard the floor is, and if we go with a bubbler, actually it comes down. Building material, this total bid, I talked to Derek Holdenson, and we went in and we kind of measured everything out, and his bid is very, it shows everything. It shows the studs, the sheetrock, the tape, the screws, the flooring. It also includes the ceiling tile, the grid, and all of that. That total bid came to $21,824, but $1,400 of that was taxes, and $5,800 was just that one door. So we dropped those out because we realized we don't need that, and so that brought it down to around $16,000. And I just added this in because we're going to have some concrete work to do when we tear out that floor. And then when we take that ceiling soffit down, you'll have to see how that's actually attached to the ceiling. Because if that happens to be your vapor barrier or your sealed off fire barrier, you'll have to re-sheetrock that. So we have to take it down and see what's there. And so all the sheetrock in that estimate was also 5/8 so that it's fire barrier.
When you say fire, is that sprinkled? Is that
There's no sprinkler.
no sprinkler system? I wonder if for a public meeting that size, if by law we have to have some sort of fire suppression.
I didn't see it in that plan.
It wasn't in there?
No.
Maybe we don't need it then?
We don't have sprinklers in any of the other buildings around town.
Well, public buildings, I mean, I don't know. School? Must be of a certain size. I don't know.
So this, the building material estimate included if we used our existing cabinets, but put in new countertops for the cabinets. Because if anyone's ever put in cabinets, you know how expensive cabinets are. If we were just gonna do what that plan showed, just for the new, if we had put in all new, you'd probably have around 10,000 in cabinets. And if we just go with new countertops, we're gonna come down to the 3,000 range. And that's part of the bidding for that. Now, in the whole quick plan we discussed out in the council chamber, and then the city administrator office, and those carpets, for figuring, we used these carpet, you can buy these cases of carpet tiles, the kind you peel off and stick. You don't peel them off and stick. They actually go down with an adhesive. And then when you have to pull them up, you just have to put re-adhesive. So I looked at what I thought was the top of the line, kind of, for carpet squares. Because you can get it anywhere from, they come in a carton. So when I went to Home Depot, Menards, even Walmart sells them. And then I went over to Lyle's too, and found out what they charged, and it was $4.57 a square foot, although they said if we work with them, they would bring the cost down. And so those numbers this is using the highest number for carpet, that was from Lyle's, here in town. And that was $55.75 to carpet the city council chamber in that floor, with those removable tiles.
That goes all the way back to where the wood is or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, so it's
And
wherever there's tile.
Yeah, there's a little cost in there too, and I gotta pretty close, but you have to use some adhesive to stick it down, and you have to have some floor leveling. And some of that is in that rough carpentry. And this is something that I kind of really didn't get much information on, and that's the HVAC system. Because I wasn't sure exactly where we were going to build walls, what we were actually going to do, and is moving some of that air conditioning to, do you need air conditioning in the map room? Do you need, some of it is already pretty decent. So it's more to look at, but since they had, and we can talk when we get done here a little bit about some of the estimates that were given. and then I can kind of explain where I got some of this stuff. Outdoor signage, we just put $1,500, and I don't know what, maybe Susan knows what this sign cost out front here, but if we put something similar, or even like what the plan shows is something very similar to what the chiropractic office put on the front of the, where they just put some metal lettering. But we talked about it would be nice to tie in with the library, with the signs coming into town.
Got all the munis.
1,300.
13? Would we still, being that it's being repurposed, we still have signage money? Do we still have signage money available for that building?
No, we can't get any more FEMA money.
No more, no, okay.
No.
I just didn't remember if there was, or if we'd walked away from that.
Yeah, because we said to leave that.
So that was what our idea was to, but we could maybe do both even. Cause I don't know, Carrie Conity probably doesn't go outlandish on, I don't think that chiropractic sign can be that much.
I don't know, Susan, was it was Carrie, or was it Ken that worked with us on the sign?
Ken, and he
Ken.
kept all the forms in case the city ever wanted to tie.
Cause there are a
Other
couple,
things
there's
in
one on
there.
the bike trail.
Yes, it's the same thing.
Same, there's a
We
couple.
did those at the
And the
same time.
same, whatever the forms were for putting it in the ground.
And we put those in,
Yep.
Public Works put those in, so we have some experience at that. Sound system, we talked to Sim Sound was down here the other day, and we just kind of walked, Steve was with on most of these, like with the Normans and a lot of this stuff. Steve was with me down at the liquor store when we discussed this. So, Sim Sound came in, they came in and just kinda looked the room over, and here's what he had. I would say that a good budget estimate for the audio system for the possible new city hall space would be $10,500 to $11,500. This would include ceiling speakers, audio processor and amplifier, 7 desk microphones for the dais, and 1 lectern system microphone. This would also include a locking wall cabinet for the audio equipment and all needed communication wiring and terminations. So that's, and the only thing is too there, in that the plan it showed that we would provide the TVs for, cause, you know, we maybe would use that TV. Or we would, at that time, there were some still in the facility there when they did those plans. And so, we talked about a projector, but when you were in there, you saw that there's not a lot of headroom there, and if you pull a projector down behind, it might be hard to actually see. But I understood, someone in the discussion talked about a projector is better for when you wanna put up data like spreadsheets. It was a little
I would
better.
say the projector would fit better if you're gonna have a projector on that sidewall behind the bar, because you have the natural flat surface there anyway.
Yeah. Yeah,
Instead of putting a TV up there, you could have a projector directed that
Sure.
direction.
sure. And I know at one time too, they also talked about when someone comes up to speak, they'll stand at the lectern, but they also talked about, say when someone comes and presents, they have like a projector where when they set it down here, it will put it up on, they can set their material in front of them, and instead of having to, they can show it to them. And then there's also been the discussion of maybe down the road, even each council person's station has an iPad or has their own screen. You know, that's down the road, but you never know, you wanna be wired for it. And again, some of this stuff will change based on, but these are just what I got when I was asked to get kind of an estimate in. So that came to $64,400. Now, some things that we didn't discuss that were in some of the other discussions were, we talked earlier about maybe having like W. John or a general contractor kind of oversee. So I don't know how much work we would have for them, you know, but there would be some time, and we would probably have to pay them by the hour to just kind of, I would feel more comfortable based on how much